Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon all of you. On behalf of World Muslim Heritage Research Center USA, I welcome all of you in today's international webinar titled The Contribution of Allamah Sayeedi rahimahullah to Disseminate the Teachings of Al-Qur'an. World Muslim Heritage Research Center USA is dedicated to promoting the rich history and cultural heritage of the Muslim world. The center assists to advancing knowledge and understanding of the contributions of the Muslim world to human civilization. It focuses on researching and documenting the contribution of Muslim scholars, scientists, philosophers, and artists to various fields such as science, technology, literature, arts, philosophy, theology, mathematics, architecture, and a number of other sectors. It also works towards preserving and promoting Islamic heritage sites and artifacts, as well as raising awareness about the diversity and richness of Muslim heritage and cultures around the world. By focusing on research and documentation of the diverse achievements of Muslim scholars, scientists, philosophers, and artists across different fields, the center helps highlight the significant impact of Islamic heritage and culture on global history and promotes cross-cultural dialogue and understanding. We provide a platform for scholars and researchers from different parts of the world to collaborate and exchange ideas, as well as to share their findings with the wider public through conferences, seminars, webinars, and publications. We also offer educational programs and resources to help increase understanding and appreciation of Muslim heritage among researchers, educators, and the general public. Through this way, we serve as an important resource for advancing knowledge and understanding of the contributions of the Muslim world to human civilization, which can help to increase understanding and appreciation of diverse cultures and promote cross-cultural dialogue. This can lead to greater cooperation and collaboration between people of different backgrounds and help to build more harmonious and inclusive societies. We believe that it is important to recognize and celebrate the contributions of all cultures and civilizations to human knowledge and progress. With that notion, we already arranged a number of webinars, conferences, and seminars in the previous 5 years that are available on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel name is Global Dawah Network. We will provide the link of our YouTube channel in the comment section. Currently, we have been working on two important projects. Number one is the contribution of Muslim scholars to the construction and development of world civilization. And the second one is the impact of colonization in the Muslim world, the way out. And hopefully we can publish the findings, inshallah, in a shorter period of time. With that notion, today, the topic of our webinar is the contribution of Allamah Sayeedi to disseminate the teachings of Al-Qur'an. Allamah Delawar Hossain Sayeedi was an eminent Islamic scholar, a highly respected Islamic preacher, a great and exemplary reformer, a prolific da'i, and a very popular mufassir of Al-Qur'an who returned to his Lord on 14th of August 2023. This is a tremendous loss for the Muslim Ummah and especially for Bangladeshi Muslims. He was a persuasive, powerful, and well-versed orator with unparalleled depth of insight, profundity of scholarship, and ease of illuminating exposition. He was the most powerful voice of Islam in Bangladesh has ever seen. In addition to this, he was an accomplished writer and influential orator, having millions of fans, followers, and admirers. Allamah Sayeedi was also a member of parliament in Bangladesh for 2 consecutive tenures from 1996 to 2006. He also played the role of acting speaker in the national parliament on a number of occasions. In addition, he served as the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee of the Ministry of Religious Affairs from 2002 to 2006. He dedicated his life to speaking the truth, teaching the Quran, and advocating for the rights of Muslims and the people. He was also a member of the Shariah Advisory Board, Islamic Bank Bangladesh PLC, for a longer period. Allamah Sayeedi was born in 1940 at Pirozpur district in Bangladesh. He completed his primary education at his father's madrasa. Later, he studied in Khulna Aliyah Madrasa for some days, and in the year of 1962, he passed Kamil, the highest degree level for Islamic education from Sarsina Darus Sunnah Kamil Madrasa. After passing Kamil, now it is called MA or Masters, He intensively studied for 5 years on various languages, religions, sciences, politics, economics, foreign policy, psychology, and various theories. From 1967, he became a da'i ilallah. He was invited over 100 countries of the world to bring forth the great ideals of Islam and Quran to the people. He has served the Holy Quran for more than 50 years. He traveled from one part to another part of the globe to spread the message of Quran. Listening to his sermons and lectures, a large number of non-believers have embraced Islam. He also preached Islam in all corners of the country. His contribution to revive Islam and Islamic spirit will be remembered always. He spent his youth and middle age of life for the benefit of Islam and last couple of years of life inside prison. Just a glimpse of his 50 years of dawah activities in Bangladesh. At Chittagong Parade Ground, that is called in Bangla Parade Maidan, 5 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a long time of 29 years. The Honorable Imam of Holy Kaaba Sharif attended the ceremony twice as the chief guest. At Khulna Circuit House Field, 3 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a longer time of 38 years. At Sylhet Government Aliyah Madrasa in Bangladesh, 3 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a time of 33 years. At Rajshahi Government Madrasa Field, 3 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a longer time of 35 years. At Bogura City, 2 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil or program was held for a longer of 25 years. At Dhaka Komlapur Railway grounds near Motisil and Polton ground, 3 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a longer time of 34 years. Kumilla Central Idgah grounds, 3 days Tafsirul Quran Mahfil was held for a longer time of 31 years. The same way he has spread the message of Al-Qur'an in whole part of the Bangladesh in different years, in different occasions, a number of years in his whole life. In addition, Allamah Delawar Hossain Sayeedi has been performing Hajj as a royal guest of the Saudi invitations since 1976. Every year from 1990 to 2008, Ramadan became his daily routine of staying in Mecca and Medina. On the invitation of Imam Sayyid Ali Hussein Khomeini in 1982, Allamah Sayeedi visited Tehran to celebrate Iran's first revolution anniversary. In 1991, he joined the Kuwait-Iraq War Memorial Meeting at the invitation of the then Saudi King Fahad. In 1991, a very significant year, the Islamic Circle of North America awarded him the title Allamah. In 1993, Allamah Sayeedi was awarded the Grand Marshal Medal at the American Muslim Day Parade Conference in front of the United Nations in New York. He presented the Quran in the United Arab Emirates at the invitation of the ruler or government of Dubai in front of more than 50,000 listeners in 1990s. Maulana Sayeedi was invited and accompanied by the Honorable Imam of Kaaba, Sheikh Abdul Rahman As-Sudaisi, very known everywhere, at the inauguration of the London Muslim Center, the largest mosque and Islamic center in Europe. Through his dawah activities, more than 1,000 non-Muslim brothers and sisters accepted Islam in the hands of Maulana Delawar Hossain Sayeedi publicly. He also authored around 75 books. The last part I would like to mention, he has become the worst victim of injustice as he has been sentenced with lifetime imprisonment in connection with a false and fabricated case. In 2010, he was arrested and later sentenced to death by the International Crimes Tribunal for his alleged involvement in the crime during the independence war of Bangladesh. Although he boldly stated on many occasions before millions of people in the parliament and in the court that I was not involved in any such alleged activity, he clearly said that I am being accused of the most serious false allegation in the history of mankind. In protest of the questionable and unjust verdict, more than 250 people died in a single day in 2013. Many other deaths were not reported. His sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment by the Supreme Court in 2014. The trial and verdict drew huge criticism from international observers, including Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, who raised concerns about political motivations and possible mistaken identities. He patiently bore the trials of prison and persecutions. He died in prison like many of our Salaf, while remaining steadfast upon his path and target. His death is a great loss for the global Islamic movement as well. For this significant contribution at the beginning of this session today, we pay earnest tributes to him and pray to Almighty to grant him the highest stations in Jannah. We also express our heartfelt sympathies with the bereaved family, admirers, and followers of Allamah Sayeedi at this difficult time. Allamah Sayeedi's passing away has undeniably created a vacuum in many sectors, especially in the field of Islamic learning, which would not be fulfilled easily. May Almighty Allah bless us with overcoming this shortcoming. May Allah forgive his servant, bless him with bounty, and award him with a lofty place in Jannah. May Almighty Allah accept his death as martyrdom. This noble preacher of Islam struggled throughout his life to establish Islam. The torture and repression of the government could not deviate him from his ideology and true path. He will be remembered for his contributions to transforming the communication of Islamic message in Bangladesh that thousands of Islamic scholars replicate. He displayed exemplary patience in the face of unprecedented oppression and stood firm for justice and human rights. In his demise, we have lost a great da'i and mufassir whose absence will be greatly felt in the circles of Islamic learning, although the gems he has left behind through his speakers, works, and writings will continue to guide the people for years to come. The topic we have chosen today, that is the contribution of Allamah Sayeedi to disseminate the teaching of Al-Qur'an. And by this time, we have known that his life, he was born in 1940 and he died this month, 2013, 14th of August. So total, the tenure of his life was 83 years. There is a famous hadith, definitely we all know, where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man qala bihi sadaq, wa man abila bihi ujir, wa man hakama bihi adal, wa man da'a ilayhi hudan ila sirati mustaqim." A famous hadith where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, these are the four qualities that is related to the Holy Quran, that is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The meaning of the hadith, definitely we know that man qala bihi sadaq, who speak from it, from the Quran, it is definitely truth, there is no doubt. And the second one is wa man amila bihi ujira, who acts according to the Quran, according to the rules, principles of the Quran, that person will be rewarded. And the third one is وَمَنْ حَكَمَ بِهِ عَدَلٍ, who judges with the rules, with the principles of the Quran, it will be just and there will be no injustice. And the fourth one is وَمَنْ دَعَا إِلَيْهِ هُدًى إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ, who calls towards the Quran will be guided to the Sirat al-Mustaqim, that is the straight path, and the path of the four people that are mentioned in the Quran: Nabiyyin, Siddiqeen, Shuhada, Salihin, the prophets, the Shuhada, the Salihin, the righteous people. So we know that Allamah Sayeedi, from our perspective, he was a living example of embracing all these four attributes to disseminate the Quran as a mufassir, as an activist, as a member of parliament, and as a da'i ila Allah. We will see his activities in a very short manner. Number one is as a mufassir. He disseminated the message of Quran by using very easy words and giving very simple examples. And he uses the very nice way, the eloquence, the clarity, the boldness, the emotion, the melody, well versed, well presented, and of course, very updated examples before thousands and millions of the people. And a magical voice he has who reach hearts and memories of the millions of the people. And the magical voice is still, we can even feel that the way he started his deliberation before millions of people, and from starting till the end, the thousands of people before him, they were listening in a pin of silence situation. So definitely as a mufassir, number one, disseminate the message of Quran. He did this, this mission in a very successful way. So as a mufassir, number one, that is mentioned in the hadith, that whatever he says as a mufassir in the field of Quran, man qala bihi sadaq, who speak from it, from the Quran, it is truth. So whatever he delivered before the people from tafsir of the Quran, it was truth that we can realize from the statement. Number two, as an activist, he disseminates the message of Quran by living as an example. Not only he delivered the tafsir before the people, rather he became as an example. and leading a personal and political ideologies, acting on Quran with ikhlas, with sincerity, and the nature of his character was uncompromising advocate of truth. And at the same way, he was an icon of courage and a strong voice against all sort of socio-political and ideological aggression, oppressed to uphold it till the last breath. We know that from 2010 and 2023, last 13 years, a long time of his life, he was in the prison. And we also know that he was a very strong voice against all sort of aggression, both in Bangladesh and in any part of the globe. So he disseminates the message of Quran and living by an example. So as an activist, he played a very important role. Number 3, that is very important. We know that he was a member of parliament in 2 tenures, that is consecutive from 1996 to 2006. And we also know that his constituency was dominated by the wider community, by the majority people, even though the people, they voted for him and they elected him, even in such a crucial situation. So definitely we can understand that he was elected and he was a popular leader in his constituency. So he disseminated the message of Quran by becoming a voice, even in the parliament, the lawmaking process, the highest body of a country. And he spread and applied the Quran even in the parliament. He was active lawmaking in establishing adl and justice from the central powerhouse of the country. And he was a loving leader to his constituency in all sort of the people. He was an icon of care, integrity, and making ihsan or justice to the people. And the last point that I would like to mention, that is, as a da'i, he disseminated the message of Quran as a successful da'i by illuminating hearts of millions of masses. A clarion call, influential and loving voice, both to the Muslims and non-Muslims. He was addressed the people of all political ideologies, all age groups, all generations, and all social stratas. Definitely we heard from the deliberation of our speakers today that his attention, he addressed from top level to the grassroots level of the people, including the politicians, including the high-ranking people, even to the low-ranking people. So his audience was all sort of people. And through the signature annual Tafsirul Quran Mahfil convocations to the national and global audience, he attracted the global audience, and it includes both men and women, including the child, including the youth and the older people. So from today's session, we definitely ask Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant a highest level in Jannah for him. And we also consider, we also pay attention that as the next generation, the legacy should be continued, as there will be thousands of Allamah Sayeedi. It is highly required in our society and in the globe, as they can continue the legacy that he left behind in this world.